Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're an OG, love you so much. Also, thank you for being here. Today I am going to be talking about the brand Vieve. Brand spanking new. One of our lovely friends here on YouTube, her name is Genevieve, came out with her own brand. It's called Vieve. Genevieve? The brand's called Vieve. Wow. Anywho, Genevieve, she is located in Scotland, so she has a very cool accent. If you haven't looked at any of her videos, she does a lot of like beauty related things. Hello, hi. That's what we talk about around here. Very cool tattoos, cool piercings. She's got her own unique style and I'm really into it. So check her out if you haven't, but enough about her. Let's talk about her brand. I was able to get my hands on some things. I didn't want to indulge because I'm not going to use everything, so I picked the things that I know that I would be using, and I'm very excited to show you guys what they are, see how they work, tell you pricing, all the goods, let you know if it's worth it. That's my job today. Let's do it! Okay, and then I did want to show you what it comes in. So it's a very skinny box right here. You do have the name Vieve on the inside, which I think is a very cute, cool touch. It comes with black tissue paper, and then all of your products are inside right there. You do have a card in there as well, which I can show you, which looks like this right here. Super cute. Love this right here. Love it. Sexual, sophisticated, beautiful. Love this. And then on the back side you have a little note that's pretty much just saying thank you for joining the Vieve community, and kind of explains the brand a little bit. That is what comes in the box, and then I'm going to show you what I picked out. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the Essential Palette. That's what it's called right here. I love the gold and matte black. I just think it looks so nice. I love the font that she chose. It already feels substantial, which I'm really into. And then this just slides off. But you have this snake skin on the outside, which is so nice. I love that. Even this just sitting on your makeup desk I think is just so pretty. Okay, and then this is what the palette looks like on the inside. So something that I do want to mention is on the website it looks like the palette is a standard size palette, like the actual pans themselves are a lot smaller, but in all reality these things are pretty freaking massive. It is very fitting to call this an essential palette because you have colors you would use every single day, or at least I would. I think it's very smart to start off your brand with something like this because you're going to use it all the time, so why not? And then I like that you can actually fold it back. I think that's how... Are you actually kidding? That didn't just happen, did it? Shut the heck up. That's, that's really not good. Don't know what's up with that. These are definitely, they're not magnetic, they're just glued in, and I just had two of them just fall out. Okay, I'm gonna hold it upside down. Let's see if that does it again. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's not good. Jamie dear. So, I guess raw reaction there. You got to see that. That's really, ooh, that's really not good. It's definitely something that I think will need to be worked on if somebody else has an issue like that. It doesn't even seem like they're secure in there, which is obviously a pretty big problem, especially if you're shipping things. Things tend to break if they're not secure. So, oh, that's unfortunate. But anyway, beautiful colors. I like the size of the pans. If they would just stay inside the palette, that would be ideal. And I like the ratio from shimmer to matte. I typically use more mattes than I do shimmers. And the little names on there are very cute too. And then you do obviously have a mirror on there as well. So that is the Essential Palette. And then next up I have her highlighters. These are called the Nova Glow highlighters. I got mine in Holy Chic, which I thought was a very cute name. They did have one that was lighter that I wanted to get my hands on, but it sold out quite quickly, so I wasn't able to. But I do think that they've restocked, so you might be able to. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this will work on my skin tone. So I'll open this bad boy up and show you what this one looks like. I didn't take this off. So very similar to the eyeshadow palette, you have the exact same pattern on the outside plus the gold, and then That's disappointing. Mine is very broken. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. But you do have a little mirror in this one as well. Oh, that is heartbreaking. That is so sad. And then there is a V imprinted inside of the highlighter as well. I don't want to hold that up too much because I don't want it to fall apart. But wow, this is kind of not going that great so far. I'm sure that the actual product itself is going to be fantastic, but so far I've had a palette that had 2 pans fall out, and then I just have a shattered highlighter, which isn't necessarily her fault, but it is definitely a sucky thing. And then I did pick up one of the lipsticks. These are the Modern Matte lipsticks. Again, you have the exact same cardboard on the outside, and then the bullet looks like this. So, so pretty. And then you do have a V on the top as well, which I just think is stunning. And then it is magnetic, so I could just, I could do that all day. I love when there's a magnet on the bullet. I just think it's so fancy. And then this is the shade that I got right here, YouTube Hand, coming in strong. This is called Vieve. Obsessed with the packaging of that. So, so pretty. I really like the colors. She doesn't have a ton of lipsticks right now, but obviously it is the first launch, so I'm assuming that will change soon, but she has a lot of really pretty nudes. And then I did pick up one of her lip liners. I got mine in the color Velvet Sands, but this is what it looks like right here. Just kind of standard pencil, and that's what it looks like right there. You can't really see it super well. Obviously, you'll be able to see it once I try all the products on. But that is me unboxing all of it so far. Wow, what a roller coaster ride. She's empty. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Yeep. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I'm going to start with the eyeshadow palette. I'm going in with the shade Buff right here. So it looks like there is a little bit of kick up with the shadow, which that doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people for some reason see massive issue with that. Why does it matter that much, to be honest? As long as it performs well, that's all you should care about. Okay, right off the bat, there's a lot of pigment to these, which I'm super, super into, and they seem to be blending really nicely, or at least this one is. That's a pretty color too. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so they might not want to stay in the palette, but they look really, really nice so far. At least Buff does. I'm a fan of Buff. Okay, so that is just Buff on the lid. I think it blends really nicely. There's a lot of color payoff. You can build up the shades as well, which is really, really nice to give a more intense color. I'm a huge fan of that shade. I think it's really, really pretty. It's perfect as your first shade down if you're going to do like a brown smoky eye. I think it's really, really nice. So, formula so far, at least with Buff, is really, really nice. So when I'm saying that there's kick up, that's what I'm talking about right there, where there's actual powder that ends up landing on the pan once you stick your brush in it. But I'm going to take that shade and go slightly above Buff. Above Buff. It's kind of hard to say. And then I am going to drag that underneath the lash line as well. This seems to be a really wearable yellow because it is slightly orangey. So it's not just a standard yellow. This is something that you definitely could throw in to make any shadow a little bit warmer, which I really, really like. So it's nice. It blends really well. I like the shade. I like that you can build it up so you can make it a little bit more intense. Next up, I'm going to go in with Delicious, which is the brown in the palette, the dark brown. And I'm going to focus that primarily on the outer portion of the eye. Oh, that's a nice color. And then I am going to drag that slightly on the outer part of my lower lash line. Okay, so far so good. I think it's really pretty. I'm now going to dabble into the shimmers, which I'm very excited about. I love the shades that she chose. They're all kind of bronzy and gold, which that is right up my alley. 110%. I'm going to go into the shade Carrot, which is this darker gold right here. And then I'm going to put Glimmer on the inner corner of my eye as well. I'm going to first put them down dry, see what they look like, and then I might wet them to see if it's more intense that way. Grab it dry, see what it looks like. Oh. Okay, it dry literally is just like the actual sparkle. It's not really the pigment that's coming off. I'm gonna try and build it up and see if that does anything. So there isn't really a ton of color coming off. It's mainly just a sparkle coming off when you're using it dry. I am going to wet my brush and see what it looks like once it's wet, because I think it's going to be a lot more metallic, which is what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm going to take my Morphe setting spray and just wet my brush. I typically wet my shimmer shadows anyway because I like the look of a really intense metallic shimmer on my eye whenever I use it. So this isn't that big of a deal for me. If you're someone that doesn't like the extra step, keep that in mind. You might have to wet them if you are looking for a more metallic look. Okay, so I definitely would recommend using it wet. I personally like the look of that a lot more. There's a lot more of the actual pigment behind it instead of there just being shimmer on your eye. I kind of like the idea of being able to just put sparkle on and call it a day if that's the look that you're going for. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that you have to wet your brush. It's on preference, whatever you like a little bit more. And then I would recommend when you are doing it to pat on the shadow versus rubbing it back and forth, because I did get quite a lot of fallout when I was kind of moving it that way. Really, really pretty color though. It's very, very reflective, lots of sparkle. There's a lot of dimension to it, which is really, really nice. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there is quite a lot of fallout from the shimmer. Like I did say, that might have just been me because I was kind of pulling it instead of just placing it down and patting it down, so that could have just been me, but keep that in mind. If you are going to be using the shimmers, make sure that you are patting it so you don't have a ton of fallout like I do. I'm actually going to wet my brush to use Glimmer as well. I'm just not going to play with it. I'm going to take Good Night, which is the black, and place that on my lash line. Okay, so right off the bat, the black is very nice. It's very dark. Yeah, I can get behind the black for sure. It's really nice. And there doesn't seem to be a ton of fallout with that too, which is something that can happen with blacks quite frequently, is you'll put them on and you have it dripping all over your face, which isn't very good. The only shades that I didn't use is Cozy, Lava Rock, Theo, and So Shy. Lava Rock in particular, which is this one right here, is just probably not something that I personally would use out of the palette, but that is probably the only one that I would not use out of the palette. So it being called Essential, I think, is the perfect name. I like how big the pans are, the beautiful packaging. I'm really into the packaging of this. I just think the aesthetic is very clean, but still slightly edgy, which I think is really nice. So if you are looking for an essential palette and you don't have one, this is a lovely one. Give it a shot. Hopefully yours doesn't have the defect that mine did though. There you go. Okay, I'm going to quickly finish on my eyes and then I will be right back. Okay, so I just applied some mascara and then did a little bit of nude liner on my waterline. Something I did want to mention, maybe when using the eyeshadow palette, do your eyes first. I was able to wipe away most of the fallout from the shimmer, but it was kind of an extra step that I just would like to avoid in the future. So I probably would use the eyeshadow palette first before doing your face makeup. So just keep that in mind. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Nova highlighters. Woo! I'm so bummed that mine is completely shattered. Maybe I can grab a new one and get in contact with customer service or something. But this one, like I said, is the second lightest shade. There is, I believe, only 3 highlighters to choose from. I don't know if this is going to work super great for my skin tone, but like I said, this was the lightest one that they had available at the time, and I at least wanted to check it out and see what I thought of it. Try not to make an entire mess of my room. And I don't have any highlight on right now, just keep that in mind as well. Okay, surprisingly that shade is actually not awful for me. I don't think that... Okay, so I do think the shade is slightly too dark for me. When you move forward, you can see kind of where the color is at. So if you are around my shade, maybe go with the light one. I do think that they restocked, so you should be able to get your hands on the lighter one if you are around my skin tone. I think the color is really pretty though. I don't think it's necessarily awful for me, but I do personally like a little bit lighter of a highlight. Formula is really, really nice though. I definitely could see myself using these for sure. Really, really pretty. Like, look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'm definitely on board with the highlights for sure. It's really, really pretty. So far, formula-wise, everything has been flawless. Next up, I'm going to use the lip definer. This is in the shade Velvet Sands, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm not obviously going to be able to talk through this super great, so bear with me. Okay, really, really creamy. Right off the gate, really creamy. Did I just say right off the gate? I woke up at 6 to film this video before going into work, so if I'm all over the place, please forgive me. I really like the shade too. It's darker than my lip color, but it's not like too dark. It works really, really nicely is what I'm trying to say with my lip color. I like it a lot. Okay, so that is the lip liner right there. Like I said, the color is really, really nice. I think it would work really well for most nude colors for sure. I like that it's slightly darker than my lip color, so there's a little bit more definition. And then I also like to overline slightly because I have the world's pointiest Cupid's bow. Don't know where that came from, but hello, hi. I have really Batman, practically Cupid's bow over here. But I like that I'm able to draw over it and it's opaque, it's creamy, it's comfortable. So far, really into that as well. I'm now going to use the Vieve lipstick. That's the shade right there. And it is technically, what is the name of this? I think it's a modern matte lipstick. So when she was explaining the brand, because I did watch that video that she put up, she wanted it to be a matte, but a modern matte, meaning that it's still comfortable to wear, it's not super drying, and it's just kind of like up to date, you know? We checked all the boxes where it's matte, but you're not uncomfortable. It's pretty much what she's saying with this formula. Okay, so my lips are dry as the Sahara Desert right now. So there is a little bit of cracking on the actual lip right there. Like I said, my lips are very dry right now, and it is a matte formula, so it's kind of expected for there to be a little bit of lineage I don't know if that's the right word, but we're gonna go with it, lineage on your lips. I think the color is really, really beautiful. I think the combo together looks really nice. I'm actually going to take the lip liner again and go over the outer portion to define them one more time. Okay, so that is the lip color right there. I really like the color. The formula is pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say that it's like not drying, but at the same time, I have had a lot worse than this. The color is absolutely beautiful. I love it. There are two shades that I was going in between, Treasure and Vieve, and I'm really happy that I went with this one. I think the lip liner and this go beautifully together. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and just let you guys look for a second at what everything looks like. I think the formula of everything is beautiful. I love the shades that she picked out. I love the packaging. I think everything was really well done, minus those couple hiccups that we had earlier. I definitely think that that's something future to think about. That was my piece of advice that I would give, is just making sure that those little extra things are taken care of, because this would have been blown out of the park if those little things just didn't happen. Some of it obviously is out of her control. It's shipping all the way from freaking Scotland, so it's understandable that some things do break. That is a thing that happens with makeup. Unfortunately, it's not the first time it's happened to me either, but it's just those little things. If those little extra things were taken care of, it would have been 100% perfect. I love the products. I really think they're beautiful. I definitely see myself using them. I'm really into it. I really, really am. I want to just like have them displayed behind me because I just really love the packaging of everything. I don't know. I think out of every YouTuber brand that I've tried, I think hers is definitely my favorite. I think that she did a beautiful job. I think she definitely had the everyday woman in mind. You can tell by the colors that she chose, making sure that it works for most women and different skin tones and all of that fun stuff. So I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. If we just had those little things taken care of, we would have been 100% perfect. So let me know if you guys get your hands on this stuff. Like I said, she is restocking. I just got an email earlier today saying that she did restock some things. So let me know if you guys end up trying it out. Let me know if you guys want to see any other makeup looks using her stuff, or any other brands that you want me to try out. Raw Beauty Christy just came out with a collab with ColourPop, so I might do one of those videos if you guys are interested in them. I love watching people on YouTube and having, I know it's not like really a relationship, but having kind of a relationship with them and seeing them do something like this where they either collab with a brand or they come out with their own brand. I just think it's incredible. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also make sure to subscribe down below. I will have all the products linked down below as well as Jamie's channel if you wanted to check her out. Do it. She's incredible. Just listen to her accent. Like that alone is enough for me. She's very talented, very, very talented, but I could just listen to her talk forever. Check out our products. I'll have them linked down below. All my social media will be linked down there as well if you would like to follow me. That's cool. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!